guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I have a video here that I'll be reacting to. Guys, let's check it out.
True happiness for so many is stripped away. It's raped. It's abused. It's taken by force, fraud, or coercion. I've seen video content of a child that's the same age as mine being raped by an American man, where I've seen things that no person should ever see.
Recently, the internet has been abuzz with frenzy as netizens stumble upon shocking revelations about the truth behind what's happening in the Hollywood industry. From secret parties to many hidden dark acts, it has been disclosed by sources that Hollywood is no more a safe place to work. One of those sources is none other than the A-list actor, Ashton Kutcher, who also spilled some tea on some undertakings performed in Hollywood and openly sent a warning to those Hollywood elites who are behind this.
To be exposed to sexual abuse, that's a breeding ground for trafficking. I promise you that's a breeding ground for trafficking. But the reason I looked at foster care is that it's a microcosm.
It serves as a grave warning to popular figures in Hollywood who have managed to evade justice so far. There's a belief that these powerful moguls have turned Hollywood into a place of open secrets where dark activities are hidden yet widely known. Despite Hollywood's reputation, addressing these issues was often met with silence and fear, as exemplified by Harvey Weinstein's case, where his actions remained undisclosed for years. When the truth finally emerged, people began to recognize the role of power dynamics and institutional betrayals in perpetuating such behavior. According to the public, this institution is more specifically related to Hollywood because they think that it is the most notorious place for all these actions to take place. As one of them wrote, "If only sexual harassment was the only problem in Hollywood, but sadly so much goes on that most of us normal people couldn't even imagine in our worst nightmares." Another wrote that sexual harassment has been entertainment for a long time. It's gross, it's confusing for adults, and it's devastatingly confusing for children, especially the silent victims of sexual abuse. These people have been told so many stories about Hollywood's dark secrets that they are now terrified. One such example is seen in the Weinstein Company, where women spoke for years but nobody believed them, as Harvey was the punchline in pop culture. He remained at the helm of his production companies, still making super hit movies and winning Oscar after Oscar. For many people, Harvey was the god of this industry, but there were some new, younger artists whom Harvey betrayed and successfully kept a secret. This amount of power allowed him to remain a predator for years. Even though nothing is proven, all shreds of evidence suggest that Harvey has also been involved in some very serious crimes. One victim, who was from Italy, accused Harvey of forcing her against her will. With fear of being crushed, she allowed him to just continue. According to the victim, "I know he has crushed a lot of people before. That's why this story, in my case, it's 20 years old, some of them are older, has never come out." It was first exposed by the New York Times that Harvey was involved in multiple erotic acts. Afterward, numerous women came forward and revealed that in the 1990s he had allegedly harassed them. Not only did he harass women, he also forced them to do obscene acts. The noteworthy thing here is that all these artists at that time were junior and new to the industry. For a long time, he got away with treating people badly to get what he wanted, regularly trying to humiliate the artists. In 2017, Wadil David accused Harvey of serious human exploitation charges. According to David's suit, Weinstein told her that he was considering her for a role in the show Marco Polo, and used that to lure her to come to his room at the Montage Hotel. Several Weinstein victims accused him of violating the federal statute by effectively offering to exchange movie roles for his physical desires. One of them wrote, "Well, don't just let that creep walk free. Put that sex offender in prison, and I hope execution comes to him, too." Another added, "It's really scary the amount of power this guy had in Hollywood. It's also pretty sad that the actresses who turned him down just got blacklisted for doing the right thing." The court also allowed the claim to proceed, finding that the plaintiffs have plausibly alleged that Weinstein was engaged in exploiting activities for his commercial gains, to which the judge said, "For an aspiring actress, meeting a world-renowned film producer carries value in and of itself. The opportunity, moreover, for the actress to sit down with that producer in a private meeting to review her film reel and discuss a promised film role carries value that is career-making and life-changing. The contention, therefore, that Noble was given nothing of value, that the expectation of a film role of a modeling meeting of his people being in touch with her had no value, does not reflect modern reality. On the other hand, Harvey tried his best to settle the lawsuit, and the victims ultimately dropped their lawsuit, resulting in his easy escape and keeping this as an open secret. According to some sources, there are some very well-known people who already knew about Harvey's actions. Like if we recall Seal's Instagram, which he once posted regarding this frenzy. He wrote in his post, "Oh, I forgot, that's right. You'd heard the rumors, but you had no idea he was actually serially assaulting young, starry-eyed actresses who in turn had no idea what they were getting into. My bad. You have been part of the problem for decades, but suddenly they all think you are the solution," the meme says over photos of the two at events, one with a big talk show host kissing Weinstein's cheek. He ended the post with the hashtag #sanctimonious_Hollywood. Harvey is just one example who is involved in such heinous sins. Unfortunately, the industry is overloaded with such people. Mel Gibson, Ashton Kutcher, and Jim Caviezel lead the fight against such people and acts. Certainly, this issue continues to be a troubling and unresolved problem that demands humanity's attention and action. As you may already know, Caviezel and Gibson worked together in the Passion of the Christ film. Since then, both of them have collaborated behind closed doors, fighting not only against that particular issue, but also addressing many other taboo concerns in the world. Mel Gibson is the one whose mistakes have been exposed to the rest of the world in a very public fashion. He was ostracized from Hollywood when a tape of him was leaked where he was talking to his former wife.
Look like a
Then another,
bat in the side of the head. How about that?
a third,
You're a using.
This was the terrifying side of Mel Gibson that painted him as a controlling and violent husband. All of this was publicized in the media, but Mel Gibson has remained active in Hollywood, more precisely, kept his eyes on Hollywood.
I think it is moving forward. I think that light has definitely been shone into the dark regions, and it's painful, but it's a necessary thing for change. So there you go.
Mel joined hands with Jim Caviezel and created a movie named Sound of Freedom. This movie was said to be Mel's move to expose all the human exploitations going on in the industry. According to Jim,
this is for our children, for our country, for our sovereignty. Right now,
after his movie was released, it was noticed that many film producers wanted to talk about the same issue but could never do this. One of them said, "Mel deserves all the credit for taking the initiative to further the critical work that we do. I am personally grateful for his support as we worked on this documentary. However, reports that this 4-part series is actually being produced by Mr. Gibson are not accurate." In September 2020, there was international controversy over a Netflix film called Cuties. Critics questioned whether Cuties drew awareness to the problem of the human exploitation of children or exploited the 11-year-old actors. Some consider child exploitation to be Hollywood's elephant in the room, long the subject of rumors and rambling accusations.
A new film on Netflix is drawing intense backlash for its sexualized depictions of young girls, leading several GOP lawmakers to call on the Justice Department to investigate.
Actor Isaac Cappy, who played a character in the superhero film Thor, also posted a series of explosive allegations online in August of 2018 by saying, "A lot of showbiz parents will knowingly give their kids to be abused because they'll be like, oh, we'll get your kids roles and money." And they take the money and then they just sell their kids. People sell their kids. They sell their kids for money. It's very F up. If I'm lying, sue me, because these are pretty damning allegations that I'm making. These are pretty damning allegations. So if I'm lying, sue me. 9 months after he made the video, police say Cappy committed suicide by forcing himself off a bridge in Arizona onto an interstate.
When you try to speak to all the people, they're like, what the fuck you on about?
Beyond the conspiracies, there's solid evidence of the horrifying exploitation of children within the entertainment industry. Take the shocking case of Jimmy Savile, one of the BBC's major stars in Great Britain. After his death in 2011, criminal investigations revealed that he had allegedly victimized up to 1,000 children, some as young as 2 years old.
There's a girl of about 14 with long brown hair, sat on his knee. He had his left arm up his skirt.
In the past, many abusers managed to escape the consequences of their actions. However, with the advancement of technology and the support of the public, figures like Ashton Kutcher now have the means to ensure these wrongdoers face severe repercussions for their actions. That's it for today, folks. Until next time, goodbye.
Oh, See, guys, so many people on this table, especially ladies, they will do anything, I mean anything and everything for the fame and money, even when the consequences are obvious. The fame, the connection, the money, they will turn around and start crying foul. Oh, he abused me, he sexualized me, even when they were aware of the consequences, even when they are aware of what they got into. But once they have grabbed the opportunities they have been looking for there and they are now well grounded, they'll start coming out crying. He abused me 10 years ago, he abused me 12 years ago, this and that. That does not mean the offenders are right. They are not right. But some women are aware of what they are getting themselves into. They don't care. Guys, somebody is above the law. Once you are found guilty, you should face the consequences. You should face the law. So guys, see you on the next one. Bye bye.